My name is Oliver, and welcome to our presentation on VR and the effects it has on the home furnishing industry. This presentation will be carried out by me, Eugene, Dona, Jacobo, Onyeka, Shuki, and Zashu. Let's get started. So who are Ikea and what do they offer? So Ikea themselves are a Swedish multinational conglomerate based in the Netherlands that designs and sells ready-to-assemble furniture, kitchen appliances, home accessories, and various other goods and services. The foundation, now worth $36 billion in 2006, ostensibly created to promote and support innovation in the field of architecture and interior design, registered in the Netherlands and is effectively controlled by the Canberra family.
I'm going to talk about digital marketing environment. So, digital marketing environment use different types of tools and platforms to help business better understand their customers and market. And there are two types of digital marketing environment. And there's the micro environment, which analyzes customers, competitors, suppliers, that motivates the market to flow. And the other one is macro environment, which analyze external factors of business, such as the legal, technology, or economies or other factors. So, applying to IKEA, IKEA has used a digital marketing environment as well, which is such as Instagram or Facebook or any other social media or tools on platforms that have been using it to promote their business and also their products and contributions to customers or to any other types of events or fundraising events and others.
Moving on to sectors and industries chosen for this presentation, virtual reality, VR, interior design, and e-commerce. So concept and idea that could disrupt the industry. So the idea is designing your living space for IKEA furniture through virtual reality. The disruption is through virtual reality being the trend, which impacts the interior design industry, the sector, along with the e-commerce, which is also a sector. For our concept to be realistic, IKEA have already embarked on a massive international expansion effort to benefit this idea as it allows for market adaptation. From research, IKEA seems to combine the advantages of format standardization with local adaptation. Local adaptation, for example, by country-specific idea service offices, results in explorative learning, which in case of benefit from company culture as it's embracing a new form of technological sales. And to right here, you see this whole timeline of the internationalization process. Moving on to the overview of the sector chosen, being interior design. There are various concepts of the interior design industry that intertwine with the virtual reality concept that I just put forward for IKEA. But first, let's give an overview of the sector itself and why it can be advanced through virtual reality. To define interior design, design of an interior has been conceptualized as a domestic and amateur phenomenon, and a domestic interior has been conceptualized as a feminine realm. The goal of the idea is to self-engulf visualization of interior design within the virtual reality experience by engaging a broad definition of the interior, encompassing professional and amateur spaces in both domestic and ex-domestic contexts, leaving the customer satisfied at the end. Why VR is important for the interior design?
And next, I'm going to talk about the overview of the trend chosen, which is virtual reality, known as VR. And virtual reality has been created by a person called Ivan Sutherland in 1960, and since it's the concept has been adapted and used by many companies in this modern days, and virtual reality has been in different type of industry, such as gaming, such as fashion or science as well, such as physics. There are two types that makes virtual reality works. Um, the first part is the input, which is the gadgets that use to initiate comments to the digital world. This could be a mouse, keyboard, or controllers that makes the comments to make the virtual reality work. And the second is the output, which is usually the results and effects projected in the digital world from the use of the inputs. So this could be changing scenery effects or characters movements that's being projected in the VR world. And next, I'm going to talk about how VR has impact and benefits us today. So it has impact in a lot of industry and sectors such as education, health, entertainment, sports, and others. Example of industries and sectors benefited could be the tech industries, which upgrades and increase the efficiency of producing better results, or the education industry, which creates a more realistic and interactive ways to help students learn with different types of topics and scenarios that can't be experienced in the real world. Or it can be the entertainment industry as well, where it increases and creates different and more modern experience to the audience. This could be with different kind of gadgets that will connect the VR world, such as glasses or such as monitors or games as well, or movies or TV shows as well.
Why VR is important for interior design. Being able to walk through a living room at home and being able to envision how it can look with aid of a virtual reality headset on is a concept that Ikea should implement for their customer base. VR has proved to have moderate effects on the functional integrity, technical needs, sophistication, and aesthetics, and originality and ability of creative design outcomes for persons who desire to become creatives when it comes to designing a living space. The immersion, sensory experience, and cognition elicited by VR can have pronounced effects on creative inspiration. This is important in interior design, as VR allows users to map virtual environments onto real environments to create more realistic experiences and enhance environmental, cognition, immersion, and interactions among users. On the right-hand side, you see here the VR concept of interior design that we think Ikea should implement. Moving on to the role of virtual reality in marketing. A fresh flavour of virtual reality, VR development promises to mainstream the technology and create an exciting new platform for consumer marketing. From an experiential marketing perspective, consumers are both rational and emotional and seek pleasurable experiences. Marketers can provide such experiences through technology, such as VR, as a medium for experience provision, aiming to create holistic experiences that integrate personal experiences into an organised whole. Rather than traditional marketing tactics, the VR medium allows for narrative transportation as the customer becomes involved in a specific plot portrayed in the marketing material given. Ikea's marketers should strive to give sensory experiences as well as emotive, creative, and cognitive, physical, and social identity-related experiences for we concept that they should implement.
And this part, I will talk about the IKEA's ISTP. And first is the segmentation. The common characteristics of customer segments can guide a company on how to market to each segment and which products or services to promote to them. And IKEA's market segmentation is based on geographical factors, demographic elements, consumer psychology, and buying behavior. Like geographic have the region and density, and demographic have age, gender, life cycle stage, occupation. And behavioral have the degree of loyalty, benefits thoughts, personality, use status. And psychographic have the social class and lifestyle. And targeting involves choosing specific groups identified as a result of segmentation as consumers for the brand. IKEA serves the unique functional needs of each target audience, with a special focus on adults aged 16 to 34. And based on market segmentation strategy, IKEA's target market is young consumers who are lifestyle conscious and space saving. Like some young consumers who are just starting out, they may have just moved to a new place or flat. Or the young consumers are couples who have decided to move in together. And these consumers are on very low budget and have an appetite for technology and modern style. And the positioning implies the selection of the marketing makes the most attractive to the target target customer segments. And IKEA implements single segment targeting by focusing on individual customer segments that are cost conscious and tend to generate cash value. IKEA also uses a hybrid adaptive targeting. This positioning strategy is based on occasionally repositioning items and managing them to reflect changes in customer preferences. IKEA's vision is to provide their target customer with a good quality furniture at low prices. A simple design allows customers to rearrange furniture without additional labor cost. Some startups are a great option for office furniture when they don't have an adequate budget. And IKEA put forward the idea of living our best and most exciting lives every day. This tagline is very relevant to their customers because IKEA targets young people who have grown up enjoying the dividends of technological developments. They readily accept the combination of virtual reality, augmented reality, and the shopping experience. And based on my research, I choose a few of IKEA's competitors to make a positioning map, all of which are using AR technology to offer consumers a new online shopping experience. And based on consumers' reviews from the online shops of their furniture brands, IKEA offers the best value for money. For IKEA, the application of AR technology is still promising.
Hello, my name is Ryan and welcome to my part, and we are going to talk about e-commerce and how it benefits from virtual reality and interior design industry in general. So let's take a look at the overview of the e-commerce sector. So e-commerce by definition is the transaction of goods and services and even data, sometimes in a digital platform usually known as the internet. And in 2020, it would account for a whole chunk of 16% of the whole retail sales, which is a lot. And there are 6 different types of e-commerce that can be listed as business to business, business to consumer, consumer to consumer, consumer to business, business to administration, and consumer to administration. But on this coursework, we are going to focus on business to consumer, which is basically retail. Let's take a look at how VR is already present in e-commerce. So the number of people using VR in the US alone is surprisingly very high and is increasing very rapidly, with almost 60 million users in 2021 and to be forecasted to reach 66 million in 2023. And using VR to promote their products, the products out there is not a new thing either. So many companies have been using it to create a unique customer experience to attract buyers. For example, how Audi used the Oculus VR tech to allow users to customize their cars to the smallest details. How eBay really teamed up with Meyer to launch a world's first VR department store. And how top brands like Adidas, Topshop, and Patreon also utilize VR to create a very unique customer experience and also unique selling points as well. But the only difference is that the only similarity, is that they allow customers to do so only when they come into the shop, and it's not an at their door experience that we are aiming to provide customers in IKEA for IKEA. So let's look at how, before we talk any further, let's look at how IKEA is already present in e-commerce. And they actually didn't really invest a lot in e-commerce before actually COVID-19 hit in early 2021. Afterwards, during that time, the Swedish company has never received such high demand for their online operations for their home utilities products. And it is so much that IKEA has to transform almost 100% of their retail stores to meet the online need of customers. So they hire a Google veteran to transform, to digitalize their operations to meet the 24/7 operations demand. And it is measured that roughly 3 billion euros was spent from IKEA for this operations during the COVID time. And it is stated from the retail manager of IKEA's largest franchisee, Inca Group, that he stated that e-com is one thing, which is a channel to sell. But the dependency on the fulfillment and services became quite obvious and evident, which means that before COVID-19, e-commerce of IKEA is not a big thing. But now, during and after COVID-19, he realized that e-commerce for IKEA could be such a big thing because of how customer behavior can change over time, and how pre-COVID customers will act very differently compared to post-COVID customers. So yeah, I then move on to another part, which is done by another member. Thank you so much.
Moving on to the limitations for implementation of VR for IKEA. Understanding the benefits and limits of technology, as well as what it can and cannot achieve, is critical when making decisions about user interaction and VR for IKEA. Along with many benefits of VR, there are a number of issues that are presently being addressed. One of these issues is motion sickness, which customers may feel after watching video or being within the design and concept of VR. This suggests that we'll be much less forgiving of poor VR content than now of low quality content on other mediums, as noise is more of an extreme issue caused by product offering. As a result, the conception of this idea by users, existing customers, they result in not shopping with IKEA again.
I will talk about how IKEA implement and benefits from VR. AR might be fun, but the new IKEA application IKEA Place also shows its practice in business. It is welcomed by many users. By using the application, customers can see what the furniture will be in their home through the 3D visualization. It is said the accuracy of furniture size is around 98%. In addition, LKEN is also beneficial from 3D perspectives. The first one is closing the omnichannel gaps, which can help to link to online and offline shopping, promoting both channels. It also provides tips for them to reduce the shopping list, which will attract more people go to the store. Finally, supported by the AR, there is a low risk of returning the furniture, as it's easier to evaluate whether furniture is suitable for their room. The application with AR technology can benefit IKEA from the following three perspectives. The first one is closing the omnichannel gap between online and offline store affected by the COVID-19. People tend to shop online, while the offline store suffer cold reception. However, IKEA Place can blend the digital world and the real one. People can know how the products fit their room online and then go shopping offline. Also, IKEA Place can improve the in-store experience through customized services, as people will never be disturbed by too many choices in selecting products. The last one is reducing the risk of returning. It's likely for IKEA to develop VR with USP in the future, specifically like the shop and the go payment services, or geolocation system for in-store products using AR. In the future, IKEA will working on how to best fulfill customers with recommendations made using AI, chatbot, and 3D visualization design tools, all of which can give a brand new shopping experience to customers in a more realistic way.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Jacopo Vernero, and now we're going through a microenvironmental analysis of IKEA. As we can see in this graph provided by Statista, we can extrapolate the regional dominance of the company. And in fact, Europe accounts for the majority of sales with 70.7% and a considerable margin compared to other regions. North and South America represent slightly less than a fifth of the total sales with 18%, while Asia, despite the incredible vast market they represent, sits at the third position in terms of sales with 11.3%. Considering those data and the daily technological innovation ongoing in the American and Asian region, those two markets may definitely represent a potential marketing opportunity for the company to expand throughout VR implementation. Going into depth, in this graph, we can see the leading selling countries of IKEA products. And as we can see, Germany, France, and United Kingdom lead the European market with a combined 27.9%. United States represent the main country when considering the American region, and second to Germany in terms of total sales shares with 13.4%, while China accounts for the 5% of the total sales shares, making it the main Asian country to interact with the company. Again, given the data and the previous consideration regarding regional dominance, those 5 countries appears to be the most potential markets to target with an innovative VR marketing campaign. Now we'll be going through a quick competitor analysis. And according to whatcompetitors.com, IKEA's main competitors includes Amazon, Walmart, Wayfair, Williams-Sonoma, and Tesco. The biggest challenge for IKEA nowadays is to fight the mass migration of consumers to online platforms like Amazon and Wayfair, even though also other traditional competitors like Walmart and Tesco can rely on robust e-commerce platforms that may represent a potential threat to the company's market dominance. Now focusing on IKEA customer age range compared to its competitors, we can see how IKEA customers mainly focus on the early 20s, mid-30s range. And this specific age range, as highlighted in the STP section, perfectly matches with a potential VR implementation. As shown in the graph, older customers usually rely on IKEA's competitors due to a variety of aspects such as cost, design, and others. Now we will be going through a series of IKEA's competitors that are already using VR technology in their marketing operations. In fact, Amazon has a new augmented reality tool called Room Decorator that let its consumer see how products will look like in their house before buying them. This tool relies on Amazon AR Future, built back in 2017, and aims to provide higher quality images and gives customer the advantage of seeing how multiple perspective purchases will look together and from different perspectives. Walmart has started testing virtual shopping technology that lets customer browse a curated apartment featuring 70 branded and private label products. And the VR interface allows customers to click on anything that interests them to get more information. That 3D tour will be enhanced with a buy the room option, which will initially include 5 curated collections of up to 20 items designed to complete a dorm room or apartment. And Walmart's interest in VR technology is not surprising, considering that its use in retail and marketing is expected to generate £1.8 billion in 2022, up from 181 million in 2017, according to ABI research. Also, Wayfair, for instance, has launched 2 virtual reality apps, Page Playground and Idea Space, both back in 2016. And those virtual reality apps allow customers to view home furnishing products together to test different styles in a virtual room or backyard. Virtual reality could also enable Wayfair to have virtual showrooms, allowing customers to visit a Wayfair branded store to browse product in virtual reality. In general, critics are skeptical that furniture will ever reach the level of e-commerce penetration as other categories because of the difficulty envisioning furniture in a room. However, virtual reality can provide a solution to bridge this gap, both for Wayfair and for IKEA, of course.
Summary, justification, and conclusion of this idea for IKEA. Summary and justification for IKEA implementing virtual reality. VR itself provides a potential conduit for delivering experiencing marketing to the masses. The aim for IKEA's experiential marketing campaign is that their content can be even more convincing, immersive, also potentially social and participatory, creating a potential for virality. This technology, fueled by marketing innovation, could potentially transform marketing, combining the emotional impact of experiential marketing with the viral scalability of web campaigns. However, there's some questions over whether VR adoption will be successful in the future, particularly given potential issues of cost and limited appeal to audiences. Taking careful consideration into the target audience, the information gathered from the SDP analysis, justification of VR interior design should complement the psychographic nature of their audience, as well as define a new audience that will enhance their creative abilities. Conclusion: why IKEA will benefit from VR in the long term. There are some questions over whether VR adoption will be successful in the future, particularly given potential issues of cost and limited appeal to audiences. However, the interior design space is a perfect medium for virtual reality to be tested, especially for a company like IKEA's presence in the industry, as it allows individuals and creatives a chance to showcase enhanced cognitive, affective, and cognitive change within their work. Designing your ideal living space in your own living room or space is an idea that be favoured by an audience that's already situated within IKEA's SDP, as well as being able to bring in a new, younger audience too. Thank you for listening, and here are our citations as well. Thank you.